Are you tired of failing? Water, water. Under time pressure. You haven't touched some grass in some time. Treat that question like your ex. Move on. Move on, okay?
On a big homie nigga, don't you get this shit twisted. Middle finger up, finger for the competition. Niggas always talking so you know they never listen. P220 turn a nigga to a Christian.
Hey, what's up? Hello. It's the girl that was born in the 015 and is just trying to survive. The one they call a slut and can't keep her mouth shut. The cutie patootie with a little booty. I'm back with another video, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here, what's good? What's popping? You good? I hope you are lovely. And before I get to what this video is about, please, I'm giving you 5 seconds. Please like the video. Okay, comment throughout, and don't forget to share. Tell people about me so we can grow a family, so we can be a big team. So now to get into the business of what this video is about. Let me just... Are you tired of not knowing what to do during exam season? Are you studying so hard but you're not seeing results? Are you tired of failing? Well, you've come to the right page, because the cutie patootie with a little booty does some advice for you, some small exam study tips, okay? And I hope this helps you. I hope it enlightens you as to things that you could do better before your paper, while you're studying, as well as during the paper. So one of the most important things I feel is that you should know what works for you. Are you someone that is able to study earlier during the day? Or are you someone that is able to study in the evening until like the next morning? Because it's really important to establish that. There's no point in trying to create a study schedule for yourself or study during times which aren't efficient for you. Another thing is watching what I eat, because I've noticed when I eat certain things, my attention span goes to the dogs. So for me, I know that eating super sugary sweet things is a no-no. Like a bar one won't hurt me, a Kit Kat won't hurt me, but if I'm running through slabs because of exam stress, I know that afterwards I can't really work. It becomes very difficult to focus my attention span. I ain't no health expert or whatever, but I just tend to gravitate more towards fruits. Try to cut out the really itis inducing food. It's really difficult to get into work after you have the itis. I still gotta work. Forget it, I'm going to bed, my G. Water. I feel like I'm turning more savage. I pull up and fucking your daughter. Another important thing while you study is to drink water. Now, you ain't hear this from me. I heard this from my LO teacher, child. She was telling us about like when you drink water, it helps the information to travel to your brain and all them type things. But generally, I've noticed that water helps with my attention span as well. When I drink water while I study, it helps me to focus. It also went on Google and they said like the same thing. It helps with your like attention span. Another tip is to start with the sections that you struggle with, because those are going to take you more time. That's what you should do. But I know there are times where someone just kicky. So you can also just start with what makes you feel very confident so that you feel capable enough to tackle the more difficult things. If you know this is a save the semester type situation, I suggest starting with what is more difficult. Create a checklist to study that day. It helps to keep you like on track and kind of to make sure that you're doing what you said you're gonna do, because I feel really sad when I don't take things off my checklist. Like I just feel like I'm a failure, I have nothing to live for. Why you not do this? Also, I suggest not doing like the same module like the whole day. Some of this and some of that. It also helps you to actually cover more ground in terms of like studying. Also just to give myself a bit of variety, cause nigga damn. Of course at some point I'm gonna get tired. Practice your tests or your tutorials under time pressure. It helps so much, because ain't no use if you know all the information but you don't know how to like get it all down in that amount of time. Practice under time pressure. I promise you, it helps so much. Also, so that you get used to at least now writing faster. Another exam study tip that I have for you is exercise. Now, every time I say exercise, people think you must go be doing burpees, you need to be doing squats, you need to be going jogging. No, exercise is literally walking, because a lot of us spend a lot of time in our rooms studying, and we realize we haven't touched some grass in some time. We have not seen or felt the sun on our skin. Go outside, take a walk. It'll just make you feel good. Also, it helps to relieve stress if you do some exercise. Even if you do, I don't know, whether you want to do 50 squats a day, just to get the blood flowing, my G. Another exam study tip that I recently found, it's called the pomodoro method. I just did it for myself because I need longer amounts of time to process what I'm studying. But I think the method goes and work for 25 minutes, take a break for 5 minutes, and repeat that 4 times. And I think then you can take a longer break at the end. But I've adjusted it to I work for 45 minutes, and I take a break for 10 minutes, and then 45 minutes again. You'll be surprised by how much work you cover in that space of time. Like, it's more intense, more focused. There's little periods where I just do like intense work and then take a break. Help me get through my work faster. Another tip I have for you is knowing when to quit. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you've been reading the same sentence for the past 15 minutes and you have not absorbed any information. Take your L and go to sleep. You're wasting your own time. You could be sleeping, but you're here forcing, trying to get in one sentence. I know about that one, Chief. Getting enough sleep. My rule is do not write an exam with less than 6 hours of sleep. Nothing really good comes out of that. You will find yourself blanking out, and it's not a good feeling to know that you knew what was going on, but because you didn't rest and your brain didn't get to store all that information and stuff, now there's these weird gaps in your memory because you are exhausted. Preferably 8 hours would be like amazing, but at least 6 hours of sleep. Another tip I have is marking your tutorials that you go through as practice, or the test that even you write as practice thoroughly. A lot of the time you'll be like, no man, I write these things down, like I know the things, but you're not getting the marks. The more you start seeing like how your lecturers want you to answer things, like the format, what should actually go first, and things that you're leaving out, it helps a lot. So also keep a record of all your mistakes that you make, because sometimes it turns out that you are taking these mistakes, you're making very, very, very small mistakes that you're not picking up on. When you notice that there's a pattern that you keep doing, take it down, write it down somewhere. I literally have a little book of mine and I write down very small mistakes or things that I didn't notice from the memos and stuff. And yeah, I read this every time I have to go study for something. Just small things that I pick up on, whether it's exam technique, whether it's actually I thought I understood something to be a certain way, but it's actually not the right way. Keeping a record of all those small mistakes will really help you. Oh, another tip that I have is to read the question first before you read the scenario, right? Because once you know what you're actually being asked to do, then you can go back and read with like more intention, because you know what to pick out in the question. An exam tip that I have for when you are in the paper is taking the mark allocation for the question, then multiplying it by 1.33. That is how many minutes you're supposed to spend on that question. So if you get like 15, you're supposed to spend 15 minutes on that question. After 15 minutes have passed, you need to move on. And that is how you end up getting through the whole paper. You don't want to spend half an hour on a question which requires you to only spend 15 to 20 minutes. You're gonna end up not finishing your paper or not even touching all the questions, because the best thing is trying to answer all the questions. And I know it's difficult when you know the answers, but you're just not writing fast enough. And once you've done everything that you can go back to those questions. And in that same breath, if you are struggling in the paper with the question, treat that question like your ex. Move on, okay? This sounds crazy, but because it happened to me, there was one time in high school, I didn't turn all the pages, so I didn't realize that I missed out on a question. So ever since then, I flip all the pages to make sure that I've read every single thing and that there's not a question that I've left out. So once you're sitting in that exam venue, please make sure that you flipped through all the pages, like back to front. You know for a fact that you have not left anything out. There is no page left unturned. Also, take a deep breath in. Sometimes when you are very stressed, deep breath in and then take a deep breath out and just calm down. Breathing exercises help to focus your mind, because now you're panicked and you're scared and your mind is racing. My brain is just going crazy. So it helps to calm you down. And it's okay if other people are writing and you're completely still. And things actually turn out pretty fine. Now, on the day that you are writing, you need to do what you gotta do. If you are a person of faith or religious, say your prayers. You put on music that makes you feel good, some good motivational music, whether it can be gospel, it can be trap, whatever you want. That's so extreme. That's so different. Eat something so that you feel a bit whole, man. Don't go into your exam hungry, because now you're gonna not be focusing on there. You're gonna be thinking of all the things you could be eating. I always like to say, avoid the people who are doing last minute cramming and studying and stuff. It's gonna cause panic. It's gonna make you scared. Unless you are outrightly seeking someone to put information into your head, just avoid the people who are out there doing the last minute cramming and whatnot. Take that out. Realize that what you know is what you know, and what you don't know is what you don't know. The last minute cramming, I don't know, it may sound stupid, but I feel like I have all this information in my head and I'm trying to force in new information, which pushes out the information that I already know. It sounds so childish. That brings this video to an end. I hope that you find these study tips helpful. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you think, yo girl, you're talking a bunch of snack, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help, nigga, down. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
On a big homie, nigga, don't you get this shit twisted. Middle finger up, finger for the competition. Niggas always talking, so you know they never listen. P220 turn a nigga to a Christian. SIG